What up, everybody? It's Ponter here, and today we've got a very special game. It's a game on Tequila. Tequila is one of those forgotten maps that are rarely played, and things have sort of changed. Though the pub servers have become a little more tolerant of the weird maps. We're not just voting against it every time. You know, it used to be that if you had a tequila come up in the rotation, people would just spectate until one brave person would join and vote against it. And that has kind of stopped, and we've just decided to, I guess, just play it out every time, or most of the time. And that has allowed a few games to be played on it. This isn't the first one. There was actually even better games, I think, played on it, but people were talking about this one, and it happened recently. So, yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. It's a 4v4, at least at the start. That will change, and we'll see exactly what happens with that a little bit later. But notice the loadout for this team, and there's like a scuffle between Diamer and Donald Duck over support, and I guess they both decide to play support. And if you notice on the other team, the USSR side, we've got Kickapoo, Spirit Gun, who are both infantry players. So we're going no infantry against a team that's obviously going to have infantry, and that's not an inspiring start. And then they're meanwhile, like I do not like the looks of that when both of them are like, I want Artie. So this is going to be an Artie heavy play style, I suppose. And I do my initial split to see what their team is doing. And we see we're up against Kickapoo Infantry, Blitz Air. This Captain Crunch guy, I don't know, this is a new player. I haven't really seen much out of him. Doesn't seem too stupid. And then who's their... Yeah, Spirit Gun is playing support, which is kind of off-roll for him, but I know he'll make it work. And... Well, the opening is still going on. I just want to talk about this map. Let's just take a look at it, because this may be an unfamiliar arrangement for some folks, especially if all you've ever played is Seaside. Must be a weird experience for you to see something that's not Seaside. So with this map, it's a symmetrical map almost, and you got two kind of gimme point. Like the USSR has these temple ruins, that's their gimme point. The village is the USA gimme point. That's me flying into AA and dying. You can see it from this high view. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah, I get wiped out by Spirit Gun. That's embarrassing. So that's great. And then these two side points, and we'll go back to the map. These two side points are kind of the swing points, I suppose. The airfield and the gas station. Now the airfield, it's one of these tricky ones to hold because, again, it's perpendicular to the spawns. Like USSR can spawn right here, and USA can spawn right here, so they're pretty close to either ends of the CPs. Compared to this one, it's kind of like, well, it's parallel to the spawns. But my theory is, oh yeah, here's another little learning experience. These rocks, I mean, they're annoying to deal with if infantry gets in them, but one light artillery barrage will kill the rocks. Also, USA heavy artillery, which, yeah, we have it in a 4v4. This stuff chunks these rocks pretty good, although Kickapoo manages to micro out of it and get into these buildings. Yeah, so the gas station, in my opinion, is very hard to push as the USA. There was another game where I got into a huge argument with Kickapoo about pushing it as the USA because you could spawn here, but notice there's this big stupid cliff in the way, and you basically have split up your forces, and that's going to be critical later on as a learning experience for us. For this game, we're going to ignore it. And they're going to basically ignore this. Like nobody attacks this from their side, and nobody really attacks this except ineffectually later on. Instead, they do a kind of daring push into the village, which is quite effective. It gets them an early lead, essentially. And it can be done because we have no inf to defend against Kickapoo running in. And basically we have to blow him up every time he comes, which is relatively inefficient. And then Captain Crunch is just going to roll in with tanks all the time. Although, in this, notice there's these 2 heavies. I don't have a scout. I can't kill them. Then they disappear. And I believe he deleted them. Because I don't see those heavy tanks come back anytime soon, and instead he appears with APCs later on. But yeah, back to, if neither side attacks these flank points, then really your only option to gain a tick lead is to attack the gimme points of each respective team, and that's my strategy. It's actually, we won a game, a very nail-biter game, basically by stalemating it and then dropping this point right at the end. So I know that kind of works. With these scuffed teams, I'm a little more dubious of that kind of arrangement, but it's really all we've got, because I know that Clark is not going to be able to push this with armor against Blitz. Like, he can't even survive here, let alone over there. See, look at all this APCs change. So he must have deleted those heavies. Like, I don't like that. I don't like deleting units like that, but whatever. This guy's a noob. At least pull him back. The APCs do a lot of work though, and they're kind of annoying. Like, dealing with newbie APC blobs like this is kind of tough to. You never know where they're gonna end up going. They're like squirmy. Like, so he's gonna squirm right into here, dodging my artillery barrage. It's unfortunate. But yeah, this map is kind of like Farmland in that it leads to a lot of stalematey games. Like, it's relatively stable. It doesn't have any triple pointers, so you don't get these wild tick swings. Really, if both teams know what they're doing and can defend at least 1 point, like, we can at least defend this somehow. I don't know if it's a much of skill, or just stupidity of their team. Like, that almost looks like he was deleting that too. Or maybe it's just line of sight screwing up. But yeah, I think it's so easy for USSR to push this. Like, all you need to do is cluster and just spawn your tanks there. It seems like they refuse to, like, move their spawns around. Like, Kickapoo can't really push it himself. Like, look at it. He's just getting burned alive. And, like, triple... So much artillery. Diarmer's ranking up his heavy already, like, killing this. Duck is being ruthless. I'm killing his drops like it's my job, which it is. So yeah. And in the meantime, they just continue to push up on this hill. Because, like, this hill is really, like, the main dominating factor of this map. Like, I think this ridge is critical. Like, whoever holds this ridge, like, if you can build a line of AA on this, you're going to be laughing. Like Spirit Gun is doing right now. And, you know, of course, our armor cannot do anything about it. He's just sitting there forting and getting shot at by infantry. And this is what I'm asking for. Like, I think putting some heavies on this point right here with a whole blob of AA, with me hovering above, giving line of sight, and then using a little bit of TA or some artillery to decap, that's a winning combo. And all we have to do is poke this a few times, and then we win. Trouble is, there's inf in these woods. Clark's drops die, unmicroed and unloved. And I'm kind of stuck, like, what do I do? Do I clear these forts myself? And if you just notice, Spirit Gun deleted all his units because he swapped with Captain Crunch. I don't know why. Like, both of these players are not playing their main roles. Donald Duck with a nice call out. You know, I love it when the support player spawns on one side and the armor player spawns on the other side. You know, it's hilarious. Spirit Gun's all alone out here. Immediately destroyed. And this guy is just running around, you know, not getting killed by anything, but also not doing anything. It's classic. And, you know, Blitz is kind of Like he's dealing with double support, but there's like a lot of artillery. Like, I don't know why he didn't just swing around and kill this arty at any time. That's kind of like the first thing I would do if I saw a USA arty in a 4v4. Like, you should be punishing that. Like, this guy's getting ranked up. Unbelievable. And or like these triple medium arties. Like, if I was Kick, I'd be yelling at them to deal with these. They're kind of well defended. Like, we have a pretty decent network now. It's getting arty though. That's gonna be bad. And this is like typical like bad armor calls. Like, pull back. Like, you're so like, you want to be here, but you gotta pull back. Like, at some point, when you know that Blitz is lurking. But, you know, what can we expect? And yeah, we've kind of, again, it's a very stalematey map. Like, there's nothing really either side can do. We're stuck in this, like, sepia Mexico soup mood now. Like, the game has gone on for 10 minutes. Oh, fucking shitheads in the woods, man. Sniping my scout. That's ruthless. Once again, Clark has no line of sight and no AA, and instead of pulling back, like, yeah, pull back. Especially if you pull back your beat up tanks. Like, Christ. And again, I'm hovering. I want to keep Blitz in our line of sight so he doesn't surprise us any more than he already has. Would have been nice to have a little bit more AA from Donald Duck, other than these meads. Like, the medium anti-air is not sufficient, in my opinion. I guess they're useful at shooting stuff on the ground sometimes in a pinch. But yeah, like, Donald Duck is pretty tough to contain. And unfortunately, I don't get off that last missile and he survives. Ugh, that's brutal. And I'm dropping more light arty because that's really the only thing I could do to counter these light Reganf. And again, Donald Duck is arguing with me about the light arties. It's like, you can't kill these guys fast enough, man. With your... And it's like a collaborative effort. Like, the light arty barrages reveal where the infantry is and do a little bit of damage. Like, chunks them down. And then the medium arty can clean them up. Because, like infantry is like cancer. You gotta wipe it out completely. Like, the squad has to die, or else it's just gonna get respawned. This is kind of an error on my part. Like, I fly into the grain of the AA belt when I could have just popped this heavy tank for free. I don't know. So, this is a bad call on my part. This guy's happily, like, not getting pressured at all by infantry or light tanks, so he can basically... The only thing that's, like, killing him is artillery, which is pretty easy to dodge, in my opinion, especially the USA RD. Medium RD can actually do pretty well against it, but it's... Yeah, see... He actually micros out of that pretty fast, though, damn. Clark loses his scout. I don't have my scout in the right spot. And look, Kickapoo, the frustration is showing... He's getting a medium air. Like, the forest situation is pretty dire. Like, the forests are gone. Forests don't last that long on this map, I guess. Like, when you can park AA inside the forest, you know, it's kind of game over. Once again, I'm just YOLOing into the AA. I managed to kill it, but I lose half my stack. And there's shitheads and medium air. So I pull out without killing the tanks, which is not ideal. Like, you shouldn't trade all your choppers or half your choppers for just the AA. Like, it doesn't really help your team by killing the AA. It does help your score, but we really need to deal with these tanks. And yeah, we're just going to fast forward it because this, you know, we've kind of stalemated, and then things change. Like, Clark starts dropping this, and I tell him no, like, for fuck's sake, we cannot push this. Like, we can't support... And this is like basic military science. Like, you want a position that's concentrated and, like you want to be holding a perimeter of, like, a tight concentric circle or, like, a half circle. You don't want to be trying to hold a long line that's separated Like there's that would be like fucking with our the communications between these two positions, and then like support would have to switch their spawns. You'd have to go down this like narrow pathway, and it would just give them a lot more time and space to fuck on you with air. So to attack a position that's separate from your main position, while that main position is being pressured by infantry and armor and all this other shit, is stupid. So don't do it. And then like don't allocate any resources to pushing that plank when you're never going to be able to capitalize on it. So don't do it. And then also like this guy who's a complete noob, like he actually, I think I might do another game where that guy just like lost the game for the team hilariously. This is a dubious carpet bomb, pretty dubious Diarmor. I don't think carpets work very well on this map. But yeah, it's a 5v4 now. That guy is not going to do much because he's so dumb. He's basically just going to roll tanks up here over and over again. I think it would have been a lot more effective if he rolled tanks up here. This is me sacking choppers for the team. Even though there's AA that should have been killed first before they asked for help. They asked for help to kill that tank, so I obliged them. And I lost a ranked up chopper. So like, fuck you and you're welcome. And finally, I think we're going to do it. Their team is in shambles. Blitz has been kind of chunked up enough that he's not going to be too much of a threat. We finally kill the forts, and we finally get the decap. My god, it only took, 16 minutes to get a decap here. And we're going to go for it. We're going to go the whole hog. I'm asking for the advance. Again, light tanks would have been nice right now. But you can't have it everything. This is going to be a ballsy maneuver. It fails. I throw down a TB because all my choppers are dead, basically. And we'll just enjoy this TB. We get the cap. Amazing, Clark. Amazing. And then we kill him with the TB. And Clark's already on it. Like, fucking hero. Absolute hero. And he gets the other cap. Beautiful. We've got a nice tick going. Somehow, like, I don't really know how okay, yeah, they've canceled out our tick with this guy. The noob unbalancing guy has decapped our back points. This heavy air support is an unfortunate whiff, but it might actually save the day here. They can't cap because Diarmor's drop, and we pop that. Diarmor's drop is also providing line of sight, and he wipes out a lot of blitz, which is amazing. And we get the cap here, and once again, they can't cap this. And we've got a nice little tick on them. And I'm just going to feast on this noob guy. Again, like, he's pushing an area unsupported. It's just bad. It's a bad idea. He lucks out by, like, driving around Clark to hit him in the back. He dodges the heavy air support. And Clark dies to Blitz. And Blitz flares out of that. What a fucking Chad move. And here we go. It's still tied. Donald Duck loses all his freaking medium artillery and switches to air. Probably would have... honestly, Inf would have been nice. I know he can play Inf. Like, he's played Inf in that exact position against Kickapoo and done very well before. So I know he can do it. I think he just wanted to play Artie this game. I have trouble finishing off this guy. The missile doesn't go until too late. If you notice, Clark's doing drops here again. Why? Like, do drops here where the rest of the team is. But in terms of questionable TA uses, this one is even more questionable. Like, Diarmor has a star artillery, just a star USA artillery in a 4v4. And unfortunately, it gets nuked by Captain Crunch. And that might have been the game winner. Like, it decapped this. This is decap. Like, everything is decap, but we've capped this. And we've got a heavy air support going down on it. Duck is clearing that. Look at the clutch heavy air support. Not capping that. But they still have a tick on us because everything is decapped except gas station. And we literally have no ground units left. Like, Clark's been wiped. Like Clark is spamming lights. Look at that. Your abuse has like paid off. And here is where I almost make a mistake, or I make a mistake. So this tank doesn't die. It has 8 health left, and I go somewhere else. I get like distracted. I'm looking somewhere else. My choppers kind of fly off. They're not killing that though. And I realize, oh god, they're dropping on this. So he's gonna get the cap. And look, it's so close. Like we push it over the edge. They cap this. We still win by 0.2. We don't deserve to win that at all. 0.2 USA wins. That's a close one. That I think 0.2 is like as close as you can get. I don't think you can get much closer. I think you can get like 1.4, like 50.14 or something. But 0.2, very close. So I think this bodes well for this map in that you can get some close games on it, even when the teams are scuffed and. I don't know. People don't really know the meta. We're just kind of making it up as we go. But yeah, that's a game on Tequila. I hope you liked it. Hasta la vista, guys. Catch you later.